dude. I bought magic resist. Fuck you. I don't really care if he proxies. I'll just counter proxy. By the way, I'm pretty sure I come out ahead if he just wants to proxy. I think I'm going to be more useful mid game, for sure.
Hey you guys, MINISHCAP1 here. Played a game versus SOLORENEKTONONLY on Renekton, where I also helped carry Wings of Death, who was feeding mid as Yasuo. Typical meme game. I am running Spell Vamp Quints this game. I'm running 3 Spell Vamp Quints, 9 M-Pen Reds, 9 Armor Yellows, and 9 AP Blues. And my masteries are 12-0-18, taking the Spell Vamp in Ferocity and taking the... what is it? The, Tenacity in Resolve, and the increased healing in Resolve, along with Courage of the Colossus as my mastery. So I noticed that there is actually a bug where, I'll highlight it right now on screen. If you have 3 Spell Vamp Quints, you get 9% Spell Vamp, and if you take 2% Spell Vamp Mastery, you get 8% Spell Vamp. It goes 2 + 2 + 2 + 2, and then it's supposed to be 8%, but for whatever reason, the game listed as having 9% Spell Vamp, and I think what that is that the increased healing mastery and resolve, the one that gives bonus healing from all sources, like spell vamp, health regen, healing, shit like that. I think that is causing there to be a bug where it gives you 1 extra % spell vamp. Not the biggest thing in the world, but it does help a little bit, especially in a lane like Renekton where he just harasses you the entire game. So first wave, I'm just letting him push in. Gonna try and last under tower. If you try and trade with Renekton early, then you just die. You can't out trade Renekton early as Singed, especially level 1 and 2, because he builds up Fury and he just shits on you. You have to pretty much take the dick early on, and you have to give up CS, otherwise you're not going to be able to do anything, because you're going to get pushed out of lane, and you won't get EXP, and you won't get minions, as opposed to just not getting minions. So I'm not walking up at all. I noticed that he has 50 Fury. If he has 50 Fury, you want to be very careful. If you do walk up, make sure you have your Fling and your Courage of the Colossus available to soak up some of the damage, because if you interrupt him after or before he Qs, then he has to like reposition his E, and you might even be able to fling him into the tower here. That's why I let him push up versus me. And then I'm just slowly playing this lane, being really careful. Like right there, he puts a Q on me, but it wasn't a Fury Q, so it ends up being pretty okay. And then I noticed that, you know, I have a bigger minion wave, so I'm not that afraid. His Fury bar was not up until then, or his 50% Fury bar wasn't up until then, because his 50% Fury Q does extra damage and extra healing. So I was okay to walk up there. Right here, what he's doing is he's trying to freeze the wave under my tower. What I should have done, I'm gonna rewind this a bit. What I should have done right here, as soon as I noticed that he is trying to do this shit, is I should have just walked onto him and I should have just started fighting him, because he would have had to tank me in the creeps, but I didn't realize what he was doing at first, because a lot of people don't do that. Usually only like players who know what they're doing will try and do a freeze like that, but I should have just walked up versus him and started fighting him, because that would have made him take a lot of damage, because I had a huge minion advantage and he didn't have he didn't have a good positional advantage, that's what I meant to say. Because he was in between me and my creeps and his tower. He wasn't like over here, so he had a really shitty position. I should have abused that and just traded with him there, but I didn't. It ended up being okay because he tried to trade with me and unfroze the wave, but if he hadn't traded with me and if he had just focused on the freeze, then that would have ended up being pretty bad for me, because I would have frozen right there and that would have sucked. Right here, just basic trading with Renekton. As you can see, the Spell Vamp Quints are going to sustain me quite a bit. After that trade, I end up getting like 30 extra health that I wouldn't have had otherwise. End up recalling anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But the idea of it still remains the same. Right here, I TP back to lane after buying Boots and Corrupting Potion, because my team is ganking Renekton for some reason. I guess it ends up being okay. So I just have to kind of push... I TP'd early. Since I'm gonna show you actually. I TP'd early since I saw that they were ganking. I thought it could help, so I didn't have a full mana bar, but then he ends up just flashing away, so I ended up having to come to lane after using teleport with not a full mana bar. They ganked knowing that I did not have a full mana bar, so it ended up being pretty shitty for me. But it's still relatively okay because I have the Corrupting Potion mana to fall back on. right here, just pushing it up. Take a tower shot, but it doesn't matter because I have Spell Vamp Quince and I have Corrupting Potion running. He tries to trade with me. Still the same thing, just regenerating the full HP. Walk around the tower and try and proxy. This is something that's really important, and it's going to show how you can try and salvage a mid lane that's losing. Is after you proxy, you can start trying to roam. And the reason I'm doing this here is because it's on a cannon wave, and the cannon wave takes him longer to push. I mean, I can push the cannon wave back here and be relatively okay, but he has to take his time to push the cannon wave in because he can't tank this whole wave yet. He's only level 5 and he doesn't have lifesteal, so he has to actually let this cannon wave push back into him, and he can't just kill it. He can't just kill the wave out here because the cannon will like destroy him. So after that, I essentially get what is a free recall because I kill it, or I had to have him, I made him take the cannon wave. I lose one minion, but it's mostly okay because I get all the other ones. And after he recalls, he actually has to lose minions because he wasn't proxying at the time. That's cool. Okay, yeah, he loses one also. And then I just do the same thing on the cannon wave, go back here and start proxying. My Rek'Sai starts walking up, so they know I'm... Okay, so this is what's happening right now. Rek'Sai invaded Rammus's jungle, and now they're really paranoid that we're going to collapse onto Rammus's red buff, but we're actually not. I'm just going to continue proxying while Rek'Sai provides pressure, because they think Rek'Sai is still in the area, but while I just continue to proxy, I notice that I can do one of two things. I can farm the enemy Krugs, or I can go mid lane. I noticed that Yasuo had just died, so I'm walking over here trying to plot my next course of action, and I see that, oh well, there's a minion wave here, I might as well just kill it while I'm trying to do this. I see that there's some shit going on bot. I can't walk down there fast enough, just end up farming the mid wave, and I start walking back up top. That way, I do lose minions on the tower up here, but the thing is, I prevented these, there was more minions here than there were in this creep wave right here, so by me killing these minions, I essentially am not losing much, but I'm still keeping up with Renekton while providing a roaming pressure. Because if Renekton's just stuck up here farming the lane since he can't proxy, and I'm farming essentially 1.5 lanes, then he can't really follow me effectively because he has to either lose CS or he has to push the wave. And if he has to lose CS to roam or he has to push the wave, he can't do both. If he tries to do both, he misses out. And Singe, on the other hand, this game, because I'm able to proxy, I can do both pretty easily. Like this wave, I can just push it in and I can drop off the map. I can run mid because there's a really big wave here with, it's like 1.5 creep waves right here. I just walk down and I start to try and catch it. So my CS never really falls too far behind Renekton's because of the way that I'm playing, even though I'm managing to roam and get pressure. So Yasuo is being pretty stupid here. He's pinging me back off the wave, not understanding that, hey, if I push this wave and it's going to reset for him, and if I just let it sit here, then it would have bounced back and it would have frozen on him right here. So he's pretty stupid. I see a teleport opportunity bot, but I cancel it because I ended up killing Fizz, which is really good. That's another good thing about playing like this when you have a losing mid, is it's harder for the enemy top laner to interrupt your TP since they're not going to be able to follow you unless basically they've gotten a few kills on you, and then they can afford to leave lane to follow you around. But Renekton, in this situation, he can't really afford to leave lane to follow me around. Once again, the Spell Vamp Quince just sustaining me after he gets a kill on me. Don't even need to bother with popping a potion back there. He tries to trade with me, but it doesn't end up going too well for him, as I pop my crouching potion afterwards. I'm just sustaining my health. Decided to tank the tower because it doesn't really matter if I tank it or not. I'm going to end up healing from the Spell Vamp Quince and the Corrupting Potion charges anyways. You can see my health is just going up, 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 up. And right here, I'm looking to do either the same thing. I'm looking to either farm camps, gank mid, or recall, one of the two, because I'm proxying and get a pretty fast recall off. I decided to recall because the Krug camp takes a long time to kill, and if I don't know where Renekton is, it's usually not worth it to kill. So I walk back and I buy Blasting Wand and I buy Ruby Crystal, and the reason I'm buying these is because, I'm gonna rewind that if we can actually watch Yasuo die here. And the reason I'm buying these is because I'm going Rylai's as my first item. Rylai's versus 1, 2, 3 melee characters who are going to be diving in on my backline is really useful. Rylai's is a first item, in my opinion, is probably the most overall good first item on Singe right now. Like I said in previous videos, I don't think that RG is a complete necessity. If you look at top Singe players right now, they don't really build RG. Well, some of them do and some of them don't. Like, about a quarter of them don't build RG and the other ones all build RG. So that's why I think that playing with that RG is perfectly viable, and since I hate building RG, I'm not going to do it. They end up killing my Yasuo, like I said before. They push mid tower. I'm just still proxying because Renekton right there, he managed to outroam me. He outroamed me while I recalled, and he ended up ganking mid. But because of that, I'm going to have a lot of free time to push this tower. I'm not sure why he didn't use teleport to get to the lane. I think he was trying to save it to get bottom, but I noticed that he's not teleporting, and he's still not teleporting, so I just hit the tower. And at this point, I'm intent on taking the tower, and my wave is going to die before I'm able to finish the tower off, so I just end up using my ultimate right here. As I see Renekton, if I didn't see Renekton, I wouldn't have used my ultimate, but I saw him, so I popped my ultimate to take a little bit of extra, to get a little bit of extra tankiness, and then I just push the wave, kill the tower. Health regenning like crazy. Especially here, you can see my health just spiking up here. Look at that, it's like 100 HP per second. It's kind of crazy. Ult runs off. Okay, so right here what I'm doing is I noticed that he is posturing behind me and he's in a bad position. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm in a pretty decent position. He has no tower and I can probably fight him if he tries to all-in me. But I have to remember that my ultimate is not up, and Singed with that ultimate is very, very vulnerable. Singed essentially needs ultimate to be able to do anything in the mid game and late game. So right here, Fizz, I see Fizz walking up, and he's looking at gank me, so I just put W on him, and that means he can't use Playful Trickster, and he can't use Q to gap close to me. I just ghost out. I don't know whether or not he has ult, so I don't even want to take the chance. Right here, I'm like, oh shit, Fizz, he's gonna ult me, but he ends up not ulting me because he doesn't actually have it up right now. So I just end up walking away while he Qs onto me, and I farm this wave right here, heal a little bit. Yasuo gets pissed at me, but he shouldn't be dying. Walk up top, farm this wave. Yasuo is following me because Yasuo is pissed and he's trolling. So I'm like, okay, you know what, whatever. If Yasuo's going to be up here, I'm just going to recall. Might as well end up buying my relics, which I have the gold to do. And I decided to start walking up to mid, because mid lane is where Yasuo is not going to be. If Yasuo is just trolling me and trying to, you know, be a baby and farm top because I'm farming mid, then there's no point in me going top. He's just going to end up dying no matter where he goes. I see the tower dive happening here, but I don't know why I teleported over here. My teleport ended up being really bad, because if I teleported here, then we would have just wiped them under tower. So my teleport was a pretty big mistake. It ends up being mostly okay, though, because Rek'Sai ends up killing Tristana because he tagged her with the Q. I end up walking in the middle of 4 people, and I start spreading my poison, but for some reason, when I fling Zyra, because I flung her because she's the squishiest target, for some reason my Courage of the Colossus shield was not as large as I thought it would be for being in the middle of 4 people. So I end up dying right there, but it's okay because I did a lot of damage to everybody, and my team ends up walking down and cleaning up. Renekton, yeah, Renekton gets away here, he flashes, but we end up getting 4 for 2, I think, right there, which is really, really good. I just want to watch that back one more time. Yeah, so I walk in, I'm trying to go for, oh Jesus, okay, I'm trying to go for a fling, get the fling on Zyra. My shield ends up being pretty small. Again, not sure why, considering that I was in the middle of 4 people, but it's probably just because I didn't have a lot of health. But my team cleans up. Really, really good fight overall. That's what you want as Singed, basically, is to have everybody collapsed on you while you're spreading your poison damage. It ends up being really, really good for you because you're hitting 4 or 5 people at once with your AoE while they're focusing you, but they can't kill you easily because you have a Courage of the Colossus shield and your ultimate running up. Rek'Sai just harassing Renekton here, finding where he's recalling and just interrupting it. Pretty cheeky gameplay. So, from the scoreline, it looks like Renekton is doing better than I am, but I have probably done a lot more damage this game. I think he has more gold than I do. Yeah, so he has more gold than I do because he has 2 kills and 2 assists, while I just have 4 assists and no kills. But it's mostly okay because I did a lot of damage. I essentially carried that last fight through damaging everybody, and it got my team even when we had lost our mid tower and did not have bot tower yet. So it ends up being really good. They gank Zyra, which ends up being a 1-for-1, but that's better than nothing. Yasuo was up here, and he's just inting, basically. He's tilted as fuck, and he's trolling. So he dies to Renekton and Rammus, and I pop Ghost to try and save him, but he died way too quickly, so that ends up not being the most beneficial use of Ghost. Mostly okay, though, still, even though he's trolling. Goofling Renekton right there, and I start killing the ward, because I don't want to take damage from him. End up killing the ward, just essentially ignoring him. Spell Vamp and Corrupting Potion charges, keeping me pretty healthy. Walk into the wave and kill it. Still healing a lot of HP from my Spell Vamp. And then I had noticed he had put a ward over here, so I walked down there and killed that too. It's always worth it to stop and kill a pink ward or stop and kill a blue ward, because you get EXP from them now too, and not just gold, you get EXP from killing them. So it's usually worth it to clear them out whenever you get the chance. Right here, again, just posturing and farming. This is something that you have to do sometimes when there's a lull in the game. You just want to make sure that you're always farming, you're always doing a jungle camp, or you're always watching for a teleport option, or you're always trying to go for a roam. There, I knew I couldn't do any roams because everything is warded and there's people everywhere. Enemy supports mid, don't know where the enemy jungler is. So I just decided to go ahead and recall instead. We get Rift Herald, which is good. And then we end up using that soon to push mid, and we have a very good team fight in mid. So right here, we're just setting up siege. Rek'Sai puts down his Rift Herald, and we start pushing with that. But being very careful, because they do have the ability to kill us right now. But if we siege slowly with Caitlyn, we should be okay. Right here, second tower is going down. I put a W on Rammus because I don't want him to engage on us. Slows a little bit. I get caught by the Zyra W, or no, and then she R's me. So I put my R up instantly and just start running around the team fight. Go for a fling on Trish. She pops both summoners. Running back there as fast as I can. Just crazy amounts of movement speed. Diving her and killing her. End up diving and killing Zyra too, but dying to her because I took too many tower shots. We essentially wiped them 1 for 5. Which is very, very good. We end up running to Baron, and I'm pretty sure my team gets it here, but I want to watch that fight over one more time from the beginning and just show exactly what happened. So, I get caught. Actually, I'll go back one more 15-second duration. So I put W on Rammus to stop him from coming in. I get caught by a Zyra W right here. So as soon as that happens, I pop my R because I know I'm going to be taking some damage. So Braum ends up taking that Fizz ultimate, and then I decide to run up for Tristana and try and fling her. She ults me, and then she gets flung anyways. She pops her flash, or she pops her heal here soon, I think. Yeah, she pops it right there while I'm running up, and just chasing her down essentially. Pops her flash, but it's okay because I just chase her down. She has a really bad flash, and then I chase down Zyra too and kill her. And I went really fast that fight actually. That was some crazy shit. I want to watch that in normal speed. After replaying this so many times. Okay, this is pretty awesome. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks of the passive. Oh man, that's crazy. Awesome, good fight overall. That's what you want to Sin, just to be able to run around the enemy team and just spread poison without your team taking damage, and they have to make the choice to kill you or kill your team. And if they kill you, they're taking damage from your poison, and if they kill your team, then they're taking damage from you and dying for it. So it's you kind of want to make it into a lose-lose situation for the enemy team. Team ends up getting Baron with some good tank swapping. I started building into, well, I had a Bramble Vest before because they have Tristana and Renekton, and Bramble Vest is good for just some early tankiness because I had to go Merc Treads, and the Bramble Vest kind of makes up for the lack of Ninja Tabby. Rek'Sai ends up getting a kill up here on Zyra. So good for him. Okay, so he gets the kill on Zyra right there. It's a lot of damage that he's putting out. They run down to try and kill Rek'Sai, and at this point I'm running up trying to save him. He gets out, I think, on like a very small amount of HP. Does he get out? No, he ends up dying. Okay, so I'm in there just trying to tank, running towards my team because I see them coming. As soon as they see my team, they start backing off, And then I'm just doing the same thing I did before, just running through the enemy team, spreading my poison, spreading my aid, spreading my cancer. Right here, Renekton, he has flash up and he has E up, but I put W on him and he gets rooted from Caitlyn's trap. So he just literally can't move, he can't flash, he can't do anything. Your gap closers don't matter. Dad says you're grounded, and then we just end up killing him. Right here, I type "Dad says you're grounded" in all chat, link my Twitch because I need that sweet, sweet advertisement. And we end up pushing after we get that kill. After I finish my Leandries, I build straight into a Thornmail because Thornmail versus Tristana is good. I don't want any situation in which Tristana gets fed, and to prevent that, you can use a Thornmail. And if she does get fed, then you still have the Thornmail. Because I'm going to be diving Tristana for the most part this game, and if I can't get to her, I have to be able to tank her out and just make her hit me instead of hitting my team. Right here, I run through my team after popping Ghost and Ultimate, fling the Zyra, end up getting the kill on her because I have Leandries and a lot of damage. I chase down Rammus. I don't even want to consider going for Triss because I know she has jumps and she can kite me out. Chase down Rammus, kill him. I fling Renekton towards the wall, and he ends up flashing and killing my Caitlyn, so that was kind of a mistake, but not the biggest deal in the world because we end up chasing him down and killing him here. Even though Black Cleaver makes him go really fast for some reason. I missed my W on him there, which is unfortunate, but Rek'Sai's walking up and just ends up getting the kill on him anyways. There we go. Right there, we did not have Caitlyn, so I'm pinging back. We don't need to siege without Caitlyn. Finish my Thornmail, and I build another Ruby Crystal. I'm pretty sure this Ruby Crystal had the intention of either going into a it was either Abyssal Mask, or it was either Abyssal Mask or it was Dead Man's, one of the two. Okay, so right here, I noticed that my Caitlyn is getting chased down by Rammus. She has a really good escape, where she gets taunted, but still gets over the wall. Oh no, I ended up accidentally doing that. Okay, so I accidentally went to the beginning of the replay, but it's fine. No big deal. Caitlyn ends up getting out through some ridiculous escape. After that, they overcommit to her. Renekton especially overcommits, and then I put the W on him so he can't get his second dash off, and then he ends up dying. We just end up running it right down bottom because we have Baron buff, so why not run down bottom and try and get an inhibitor? Or no, we had Baron buff, sorry about that. But the inhibitor is exposed, so, I mean, why not run down bottom? Because you have a free push, essentially, with a 5v4. I end up getting knocked out by the Zyra ultimate, but it's mostly okay because I just kite it out with Rylai's. He's too scared to taunt me because if he taunts me, my team will probably kill him, and I can still fling him for a Courage with the Colossus Shield. Covering Rammus's entrances. Here, this is important. This is really important. Versus a non-mobile character like Rammus, whose only option to engage is his Q. You can cover their entrances, and what I mean by that is watch my poison versus watch where Rammus is going. I'm trying to stop Rammus from getting into my Caitlyn with the poison right here. He ends up getting really desperate and just fucking goes for it anyways, and he ends up taunting Braum, which is not what he wanted at all. So we end up surviving most of it. Actually, I think we survive all of it. Yeah, so we survive all of it because I covered Rammus's entrances with my poison and my body, which is two ways that he can't get in to taunt Caitlyn, which is his primary target. Because if he taunts Caitlyn, we lose most of our damage, because Yasuo is pretty useless, and my damage is all over time. So we lose most of our upfront damage, but it's okay because I ended up stopping him from coming in. Always consider that you can peel for your AD carry. Sinner's a character that's very good at peeling for his AD carry. I'm doing it here again. I'm just slowing him down with Rylai's, slowing him down with W whenever I can, and we just kite back while he's trying to engage. We end up getting out. Okay, I was right. So I end up building a giant spell, which is going to go into a Dead Man's Plate, which is, I think, one of the better items on Singed right now. Right here, I rotate mid from top lane because I see that they're caught out. I end up getting chunked for half my HP, but it's mostly okay because I have a Courage the Colossus shield and a Locket shield to save me. I chase down Fizz, and we kill Fizz. because I believe that Caitlyn has relative safety. Put W on it so he can't do some cheesy shit and get out, and then my Caitlyn ends up surviving the fight because my teammates backed her up. Then we just push up mid. Okay, so right here I recall because I still have teleport. Then I go back in when I notice that my team is still pushing. I didn't realize that, you know, I feel like they were pushing with too little of health, and they should have just backed off and done Baron, but, you know, usually in solo queue, teammates get really greedy for some reason. I'm not sure why. One of the most important skills to have is to understand when you can push and when you need to stop fucking pushing. In that situation, we needed to stop pushing because we didn't have that much health. We didn't have a lot of cooldowns available, so we needed to stop pushing and just GTFO. Right here, Caitlyn gets caught by Rammus. I'm trying to run down and start peeling for her. I think okay, so she gets over the wall. Rammus is frozen. I auto attack him, then I fling him towards her. We get the kill on Rammus. So that means that their jungler is down. Our initial reaction should be to just do Baron. I take a good amount of damage from Baron and Zyra's shit, but it's mostly okay because I have the ability to get tanky off Courage with the Colossus as long as I don't die instantly in a team fight. So I just start doing the Baron with Caitlyn. They catch Zyra, Zyra dies, we finish the Baron. Good stuff overall. Finish Deadman's Plate, have really good team fight movement speed overall. And I can peel for Caitlyn too a lot better. The idea though that you want to remember with Deadman's Plate is you generally don't want to use the slow unless you really have to burst somebody. It's not a whole lot of damage anyways, and for Singe, just having the movement speed from it is a lot better than using the burst to do damage. You can use the burst of damage to push towers and stuff like that, which is more useful. Right here, notice that my team is not rotating up to me for some fucking reason. It's so much easier and safer just to get a third inhibitor, but they're being greedy and idiots and trying to... Oh, yeah, they're trying to push this other inhibitor over here. I guess they should have just grouped with me, but not the biggest deal in the world. We end up killing this inhibitor. Making sure that I'm always trying to stop Rammus from coming in. He flashes for my Caitlyn. I just say fuck it and I run back and end up getting a bunch of damage on Tristana. With Rek'Sai, we kill her. Caitlyn ends up being okay because she's too hard for them to kill. We kill Rammus and then we run up and finish the Nexus. Fling Zyra because why not? She ends up getting out, I think. No, she dies too. Overall, pretty good stuff. I want to watch that last fight over one more time because I think I was not blocking the Rammus properly like I should have been. I think he flashed to get onto my Caitlyn. I'm not completely sure though. I'm pretty sure he flashed. Okay, so right here he's trying to go for something. He doesn't do it there. We kill the inhibitor. Right there, Zyra gets a root on 3 people and he flashes and taunts Caitlyn. I say fuck it, I'm just gonna run for the backline, run up there with Rek'Sai, 6 stacks on my passive, kill them. Team peels the fuck out of Renekton. Renekton can't do anything. Rammus dies. Okay, yeah, good fight overall. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. There was a lot of really complicated team fights that I wanted to backtrack over and make sure that I really shared the important bits of. So, hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stupid shit. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.